What? The Polyphia boys, them Dallas prog boys. Ego Death featuring Steve Vai, who was as popular as Polyphia was in the 80s. And we got an ad. Okay. I can't tell if this is the audio from the room or if they actually had a live candid recording. Okay. All right, that's very clever. They open with the most organic sounding, like iPhone recording-esque sound bit of Tim playing or whoever it is. And they use that sound to couple with this opening scene, which is, because it makes you feel like it's actually the audio from this video. It's more immersive than something super polished coming out the gate, which totally fits. And in the realm of TikTok and Reels, like UGC raw unfiltered sounds is what's really popping off right now. Okay, let me just redo this again. I imagine Scott just ran right in as they were backing up and sat down really quick. Didn't even leave any footprints on the ground. Okay, there's the throne from their profile footage. Or that's the throne from all the shots in their promo photography. Damn. I got this sonic panning going on here. They brought back their 7-string, which is pretty cool. They haven't ripped out the 7-string in like a couple albums. So this is cool how they have this thumping slap riff going on. And the drums are a lot more on the high register cymbals, just to kind of keep the space open while they're ripping all these notes with the guitar. So you let the cymbals do all the embellishing, and they have this little sample going left and right. Pretty cool. Keeps it interesting. Okay. Little lo-fi transition. All right, this has got Renaissance vibes completely. A little thumping going on. I love how Scott has his what is that? A Dean? Okay. Very appropriate to break out the metal guitars, especially when you're bringing back a metal icon like Steve Vai in your song. It's relatable. From a marketing perspective, this is super relatable to any metalheads that they might bring over who listen to metal in the 80s or 90s. I'm glad I get to see this guitar in action, because if you watch some of the footage that Scott puts out, you always see this guitar sitting on his like wall hangers. It's nice to actually see it make it into a video. Oh, and this is that room from, I noticed last night they changed their banners on their Spotify account. And I was thinking like, okay, usually when you change your banner, you're setting up for some sort of promo. And wouldn't you know it, this is the video they drop the day after. Shot right here in this room. Their photo shoot around the throne is probably shot at the same time with this, when they were making this video. Okay. Scott getting some love here. They're really focusing on Scott a lot more in this album and all the promos. I think people seem to give Tim way too much credit for the songwriting. I mean, he might have the creative vision for the artistic branding and all that, because I think he went to graphic design school when he was younger. But yeah, you'd be surprised. A lot of the riffs that are much longer, more melodic and traditional are written by Scott. I think Tim usually just does like the hooks or any riff that almost sounds like it is a loop or came from a different genre. But Scott really does a lot of the long phrases in many of the riffs. The Playing God verse, or actually both verses for Goat, I think are written by Scott. A lot of the verses in The Most Hated are all very Scott-esque riffs. You can tell by his guitar tone. It's a little bit more distorted and warmer than Tim's. Tim's is a lot more brighter. Let's back this up. I'm talking over the solo. Damn. We got the samples coming back on the left and right here. This is the longest shot of Scott I've ever seen in a video for Polyphia. It makes sense for this song because Scott's like the avatar for the metalhead. Like, he's got the long hair, he's got the long t-shirts. He's definitely the most relatable. Like, I have a lot of friends that love to shred on guitar and they have long hair, and they kind of look like Scott. So it's a very good move, intentional or not. I think Scott is a great representative of metal and metalheads. So to give him a lot more exposure on the album and on the videos, it just makes a lot of sense, especially if tipping into mainstream hip-hop, and now if they want to go back and grab all the metalheads from, like I said, the 80s, 90s, that this is the move, because Tim's a little bit out there, a little more weeboo anime looking. I love all the cuts. We have all these silent drops. Damn, a pinch harmonic. We haven't heard that in a while. Okay, so we got a bridge section. All right, there we go. Now the goat is in the throne. I got chills. Legitimately have chills for the first time in this song. What the heck? This is it. This is where all the emotion lies. A little Ibanez. Let's take a moment to recognize that Steve I is also an Ibanez official artist. For as long as I can remember, even learning guitar like 15 years ago, like that guitar was always on the wall in Guitar Center for like 5 to 10 years straight. Another Ibanez boy. And he's got the little handle on the body. Such an 80s guitar tone. What the heck was that? That was dope. Dude simulated his own like scratch DJ type effect. No one's gonna outdo C-Bi on the whammy. This guy's the whammy goat. I love that thump riff. Okay. That's just guitar legend outro right there. Back to back. Doing it on a rooftop is like a nice touch because they could be like in a warehouse like they were earlier. Oh, brass tracks. So I think this is like the last track on the album, and I think Genesis is the first track on the album. Now I'm about to get really deep here, but brass track's key instrument is a trumpet. And so when you open an album with Genesis and it has trumpets and then you end with trumpets, there's a little bit of a symbolism here because there's a lot of trumpets in the Bible, and Genesis is first chapter of the Bible. However, I don't think the trumpets come in until the last chapter of the Bible. They start talking about that stuff. Revelations, you might not be religious, but stories are good stories. And there's a lot to learn from parables and stories, whether or not they're real or fictitious. All right, well, that was a treat. That was absolutely a treat. And I need to watch that again to really focus more on the sound arrangement, but it's hard. It's hard when they make such great videos that you just get distracted watching the video. Comment below if you want a more detailed breakdown of the songwriting and the effects and principles of arrangement that they're using. But other than that, great video. I hope you guys got a lot of insight out of how brands position themselves when they use visuals like music videos and how they use that to relate to their audience. Because ultimately, if you're going to put thousands of dollars into a music video, you're doing it because there is something you're trying to communicate that the song itself cannot do on its own. The music video is a visual. If a picture's worth 1,000 words, a video is worth 1,000,000. Great video as always, on point, great song. Love the throwback. I am very curious to see what happens to their engagement and their popularity over the next few months as we come up to this album and its actual release. Thanks again if you made it to the end. Again, I'm Mitch Plays Riffs. I'm a producer, a marketing scientist, and artist. So if you're interested, I've got more videos on songwriting analysis. I've done a few videos on Dance Gavin Dance. If you'd like to see me do an artist that you're into, leave a comment below. I'm getting back into this, and I'll definitely look at it from whatever perspective you want. A marketing, a songwriting, let me know. Thanks again. I'll catch you guys later.